Andre Ayew, he plays for Swansea. He played quite well against us last season, but apart from that, I personally don't know a lot about him. So on behalf of other Hammers fans, I'm going to be asking Andre Ayew, who are you? Hold on a second, I recognise this little chap with a Mohican. That's our own Dimitri Payet. Yes, he played in the same team as Ayew at Marseille, which their team's been absolutely decimated. Now, they're good mates, they should have a telepathic understanding, and there they are having a lovely cuddle. Look at that, isn't it beautiful? But Payet's not the only bloke that Ayew likes to cuddle. He likes to cuddle Avram Grant. Do you remember him? He was excellent, wasn't he, at West Ham? He was the Ghana manager, which is why they're having a lovely embrace there. Oh my goodness, he's cuddling again. But that's all right, that's actually his brother Jordan. He plays for Aston Villa. Now, there's a good pedigree with the family because both Jordan and Andre are the sons of, now you may well remember this guy, former African Player of the Year and probably widely regarded to be one of the top 5 African players of all time, Abidi Pele. Yes, he's their dad. So they've got good footballing stock and good footballing pedigree. Now, like I said, they were both at Marseille, but then Jordan went and moved on. But Andre, who is the guy that we are linked with, has played in a number of positions. I've been looking through a lot of the footage of him, and he's even played a couple of times for Marseille at left back. But what we're seeing here is some of the footage when he was deployed as a centre forward. He can play across the wings, he can play just behind the striker, but as you can see, when he's playing at centre forward, he seems to have quite a good poacher's instinct. You can see him making a late run, creating space, and even though he's only a little fella, he seems to be pretty good in the air. Obviously, he's got an excellent left foot. He's very, very tricky as well, and he just does seem to have an awful lot in his locker, and it may well be looking like he's going to replace Diafra Sakho. Now, Ayew himself has a career total of 79 goals in 284 games, which perhaps doesn't sound too prolific, but you've got to remember, as I say, he plays a lot of his career not necessarily as striker. Now, he's performed very, very well in the Africa Cup of Nations. He actually won the African Footballer of the Year in 2011, was the Africa Cup of Nations top goal scorer in 2015. So that's very important to remember if you're looking for his pedigree as a poacher, as a striker. And also he has been often received a lot of awards in his home country of Ghana. Well, I say home country, he is actually born and bred in France, but as I say, because of his pedigree, because of his dad, because of his heritage, he chose to represent Ghana. So that's another thing we're going to have to bear in mind at the African Cup of Nations when it comes round every other year. He is going to go and leave and join up with that, but as sort of, it's one out, one in, because that was what was happening with Sakho anyway, and we're going to lose Kiate for that. So hopefully, with the cover we have in the squad, Andy Carroll, then we're going to be able to hopefully cover that. Okay, that's about it from me. I'm going to let you watch the rest of the footage in peace now, but hopefully it's given you some sort of insight as to what this player can bring to West Ham, and we've found out a little bit more about him. Until next time, thanks for watching.